There he was on tape, and here he is live now. Erin Taylor joining us. Hey, does anybody even call you Erin, or does everybody just say Showtime?
Oh man, my girl will never let me get called Showtime. It's always Erin.
All right. Well, at least we know who's boss. So you got so
Yeah,
much,
definitely.
so much
She called.
recognition.
I get called Showtime in the league that I signed up with. So everybody there calls me Showtime in the Women's Universal Basketball Association, the WUBA. Um, I was signed to them last week as the lead play-by-play announcer. So all of the players call me Showtime there, but not when I go to Lake Elsinore and see Sharon. I get called Erin.
Nice, nice. You got a lot of recognition after that night in April with the Warriors. How has it changed your life?
As far as work goes, it definitely created some opportunities. I was able to be the voice for the 42nd annual Sports Emmy Awards. I did all the voiceover work for that. Um, and then going to work, I went back to work with the American Basketball Association and went out to Venice Beach and still did work with the VBL. But it created a really good opportunity for me to start meeting directors and GMs and whatnot. And I finally met Fatima Amin-Ra, who was the Rookie of the Year last year in the WUBA, and now she's the Western Director of that league. And so I had an opportunity to sit down and talk with her and talk about visions for a league. And so that's how I was signed to that league right there as the lead play-by-play announcer. So it's been good. It's definitely consistent. And if you want to work, you can find work. And there's basketball being played everywhere, and everybody wants a good play-by-play announcer.
Absolutely.
So, Erin, one of the things that I absolutely appreciate about your journey is that your willingness to really talk about the whole experience. Not just the getting out of jail, but going to jail, really talking. How important is that for you to share, with other people, the whole story of it, not just the good parts?
So one of the things that happens nowadays, over the course of time I was in prison, people only want to talk about the positive things. They don't want to talk about the challenges that got them to that point, right? And if you want to be an honest individual, if you want to be taken seriously, if you want to be taken holistically, then you have to talk about what brought you to jail. You have to talk about the circumstances that led you to come to jail. And my circumstances was, at that time in the 90s, I was coming out of a failed relationship. I wanted to be a gangster. I was on drugs. I went and got a pistol and I started robbing stuff, right? Now, that path led me to prison. Because if you want to be a gangster, you have to know that that's part of that path. It's just fortunate enough that while I was in there, I got my head straight. And with the help of some self-help groups and a lot of good people along the way, I was able to address some of the things that happened to me in my youth, right, and in my teenage years, and which led me to make decisions that I made. And then it helped me make better decisions once we dealt with the traumas that I dealt with, right? And so you have to talk about it. You have to be honest. You have to be open. You have to be accountable, right? And you have to be responsible. There's no middle ground in that. One of the groups that I took was called GRIP, Guiding Range into Power. And we have to sign a contract in GRIP saying that we're going to be peacemakers going forward. And being a peacemaker means that I have to tell my whole story, not just the parts that sound good, but I have to tell the ugly parts as well.
So, Erin, I had the fortune of growing up on the East Coast in New York, where Rucker Park was the way to go. And obviously there's an element at Rucker Park, obviously, that's off the court too. So,
Right.
Hopefully in this day and age of content creation, of not just the players on the court, but the entire element of what's created around the game provides those opportunities. Are we willing to take our act maybe to New York? Or is there someplace, can we take this off the West Coast? Or are we going to be fortunate to keep you out here?
Well, that's going to be up to chance and circumstance. I'm willing to go anywhere to call a basketball game, a football game, a baseball game, marbles, darts. If you want to have a spitting contest and you need Erin Showtime Taylor there to pump your stuff up, I will go there and do it. Just pay me right. I'm not asking for a whole lot of money, but just like Larry Bill was just saying a minute ago, and his jokes and his one-liners is off the charts, believe me. But when you love what you do, it's not work anymore. you know, and obviously the three of you sitting up there, you may be at work, but it's not work because you guys are having fun doing what you're doing. And that's the same way I feel about when it comes to calling sports. I'm not working, I'm having fun, and I just happen to get paid doing it. So if they want to bring me over to Rutgers Park, if they want to take me to the pit right down the street from Madison Square Garden, if they want to take me to Kansas City to one of those courts there, or go take me down to Houston where the professor's at, I'm going to call those games. And I'm going to make everybody know that Showtime was there in the heezy for sheezy.
That is awesome.
You're going to know I was there.
That is terrific. So I know Venice Basketball League. You were talking about the new league, the other women's league that's going on. How do people, if they're like, whoa, this guy, we got to get a hold of this guy? Is it Twitter? Is it Instagram? Is it Snapchat? What's the best way for folks to get a hold of you?
So the best way to get a hold of me right now is on Instagram. You can go to Erin Showtime Taylor or at Rebirth of Chick. You know, you can catch me at Twitter as well, Erin Showtime Taylor. That's how our friend Casey caught up to me. I also have a live Instagram podcast that I do every Wednesday evening, right, where I'm bringing in people that either helped me since I've been out or I met while I was inside, right, and I'm bringing them in and we have a chat for an hour. You know, I don't do any gotcha questions or nothing like that, but it's an extension of me being a sports reporter as well as a play-by-play announcer. As a matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, I have one of my mentors who used to be one of your mentors, Larry, over at ESPN, Alan Witt. He'll be coming in to sit with me for about an hour. Yeah, and we'll sit down and talk, you know, production and, you know, what it takes to run a show. And, you know, definitely we're going to talk about you and our...
Don't talk about me. If you want listeners, just move past that. If you want people actually listening to what you're doing, I think you should just jump ahead.
Well, you know, the one thing I like about what you just did, because people used to always say, oh, you never worked with Larry Bill. You did what? I got some underground prison footage to show you when I was working with Larry Bill. And when you opened the show up with it, I'm like, oh, my boy. For the world to see.
Hey, I was fortunate.
Right there.
I was fortunate to do 2 hours in prison. You did 26 years, and the energy and positivity that you bring to the table now, I think is truly remarkable, inspirational for so many. And just keep doing what you're doing. I'm still going to keep pounding on the Big 3 door because I think that's your league. You know, as an opportunity, you're perfect for that league. And we just got to get Ice Cube and Amy Trask to see the vision that you have, and just keep the climb going.
It's a possibility. Everything is always possible. Nothing's off the table, right? We haven't spoken, but Ice Cube and I come from the same side of town, right? We come from similar circumstances. And so it would be great to work with him. You know, a couple of West Side cats, you know what I'm saying? I did my time in prison and came out. And it would be great if he gave me a job. However, I'm not beholden him to that. It would be great for it to happen, but I'm going to work anyway, because once one door is closed, 6 or 7 others open every time. And I always think that way. I'm never looking at anything as half full. I mean, as half empty. I'm always seeing things half full. Like you said, I keep the positivity going. There are a lot of people who are still incarcerated right now who are looking at me and literally dependent on me to be successful because I'm a role model. And I got a letter from Governor Gavin Newsom, you know, giving me praises after I came out of Chase Center for that very thing. And so I have to always remember that I can't get down. I can't let anything get me down. I always have to stay positive because there's about 2.3 million people who are just as impacted who are looking at me. And so I always have to keep my head up and always find ways to succeed. Even if, like I said, if a door closes, I'm going to find a way to get another one open. And right now, with the Women's Universal Basketball Association, I'm going to put my stamp there to make sure that those girls, those women, those basketball players know that I'm fully invested in them. I'm going to give them the same thing that I gave when you was in prison with me, and everything I've been doing. They already got nicknames.
Nice. Nice.
They already got nicknames. They're already on my Instagram page. They've seen my highlights and stuff. And so they're excited because they're like, man, we got a legitimate guy who legitimately worked with the Warriors and has been on film, and he's our voice. He's our hype man. I'm their Flavor Flav and their Public Enemy, you know, and I'm going to be doing my thing for them to make sure that they get everything that they got coming.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. And notice one last thing before I go off.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that you see this shirt. It's the San Quentin Kings, the 40 and over team. When I found out I was coming on, I wanted to make sure that my dudes that's still inside know I haven't forgot you. I'm still representing the shirt. I still got you. No, I got you. I got you.
That's awesome. And I know they watch because, you know, they're big ABC7 fans up at San Quentin. And so, you know, just appreciate your time and hope that things keep going in a positive manner for you. And, you know, this is not the end. This is just another step, and so we'll revisit down the road, and hopefully there's going to be more to come. Podcasts, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. I know you'll be there and bringing the positive energy. So thanks again for joining us.
I'll be sending an invite to you to come into my show called Hard in the Paint, where we'll sit down for an hour and we can discuss what happened at San Quentin.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That was an unreal game, by the way, that went down to the wire.
Yes,
Bob Myers had, like, I don't know, 40 or 50 points. He was unbelievable in that game, and the Convicts won on a last-second shot. So it was epic, actually, that day.
Larry Bill has a joke that's still running, and I still use it when he called Bob all penitentiary. So we're going to keep that one rolling. As a matter of fact, here's one last scoop. So I know that the Warriors are involved with the draft and everything right now, right? And so, and man, like I said, the Warriors are a class act. So what's happening now is I'm supposed to have Bob Myers come in towards the end of August. I will not be asking him any questions about the draft or anything like that.
But
I want him to come back again.
use the all penitentiary on it, though. That's got to be in there. That's got to be in there. Erin, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate that, you know, you're dropping in again. And, you know, again, maybe whether it's next season, on the set next to us next time.
I want to be on the set.
Okay.
I want to be on the set. I already got a blue jacket. I got the blue suit and everything ready.
Perfect.
Knowing I'm coming to the set, I'm going to have a tie and everything. Trust me. Trust me, I'm going to be ready.
Excellent. All right.
All right.
Erin,
Thank you, man. I
Showtime.
appreciate y'all having me on, man.
It's our pleasure, and it's always great when we get a chance to visit and find out what's going on. So Erin Showtime Taylor, once again in the house here on ABC7. Take care, my man. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, brother.
All right. More to come on Toyota after the game. We've got Foils Focus. Guess what we're talking about? Big men shooting free throws. Did you ever airball a free throw?
Yep.
Oh, boy.